What do you do if you've won everything but you're still losing? Hey TikTok, Angela Parker, Boozy Bible Scholar. MAGA is still mad. They've won the White House. They've won all of Congress, houses of Congress, but they're still mad because they lose culture. Bad Bunny is going to perform at the Super Bowl, and I would argue that MAGA is still and will always be in exile. So what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about Jeremiah chapter 7, verses 1 through 15, and I'm going to do scripture through Womanist eyes using my Pat McGrath Mothership I subliminal, in addition to the Pat McGrath little 6 palette, which is the companion to the Mothership I. So scripture through womanist eyes, Jeremiah chapter 7, and thinking about MAGA just being pissed off about everything. Taking a Wayne Goss number 3. I'm going to go into this little 6 pan, and I'm going to go lightly with this very deep brown shade and just carve out my crease a little bit because I don't want to use a lot of this color. So Jeremiah chapter 7, around verse 3, verse 4 says, "Stop oppressing widows, orphans, and foreigners." Stop oppressing widows, orphans, and foreigners. And the interesting thing about Jeremiah is one of the 3 major prophets. When we say major prophets regarding Hebrew Bible, you have to remember that Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel are part of the major prophets. So I'm going into the large mothership, and I'm going to even it out with this very light color. And those prophets are the larger books of the Hebrew Bible. So Jeremiah is talking to the Israelites. He's talking to the lower kingdom of Judah. And they've already seen Assyria come and take in captivity the northern kingdom of Israel. The northern kingdom of Israel has been taken into captivity, and the southern kingdom has been flourishing. The southern kingdom has been flourishing. So think about MAGA flourishing with winning the White House, winning Congress, House of Representatives, and Senate. And now they kind of have everything. But yet, when they have everything, they are oppressing orphans, widows, foreigners, similar to ICE oppressing everyone across the country. Portland, Oregon, Chicago, Illinois, coming to Brookhaven and here in Atlanta, and oppressing everyone on the streets like they are doing right now. I'm taking a MAC 221. I'm going to go into this gray shade to begin to kind of deepen my crease a little bit. So I'm going into the socket just to make it a little bit deeper, because I'm doing a smoky eye, and I'm doing what I'm going to call Babylonian blue, because what Jeremiah is prophesying is the Babylonian exile. And that's why I'm playing with MAGA in exile, because what's going to happen is Jeremiah is prophesying about now the Babylonian Empire is going to come and take the southern kingdom, Judah, into exile. And when they go into exile, they are going to have to enter Babylon through Ishtar's gate. And Ishtar's gate is this beautiful, which is ironic, beautiful blue gate that the Israelites, the Judahites, have to pass under when they enter into Babylon. And so if you know Psalm 137, the Babylonians ask the Judahite captives to sing a song as they are marched from Judah into Babylon. And they say, how can we sing a song as we are being taken captive? And that's where you get that verse about dashing babies' heads on the rocks. So how do you sing when you're being led captive? And so as I'm deepening this corner, I'm adding that gray, but similarly, I'm going to keep the same brush, and I'm going to go into this black right here, and I'm going to now put it into my corner in order to deepen the corner a little bit more. And so Jeremiah says, I see you all. This is now God talking through Jeremiah. Says to the Israelites, the Judahites, lower part of Israel, I see you all, and you think you can go into the temple and kind of hide and do your worship. Your worship means nothing to me. Your worship means nothing to me because I see what you are doing to the orphans, the widows, and the foreigners. I see how you are oppressing them. So your worship is meaningless. You go into the temple after you have oppressed the people and you think that worship is going to save you, but it is not. And now taking a flathead Wayne Goss 7, I'm going into this blue. And so I'm going to put this all over my lid. And so when I was with my Hebrew Bible class last night, they came up with this reading because we were reading Jeremiah. And I said to them, read Jeremiah and rewrite this in today's day and context. And this is how they read Jeremiah in today's day and context. And when you read Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 16, God says to Jeremiah, I'm flipping it over and going into this white shade for my inner corner. God says to Jeremiah, I have said what I said. Don't even pray for these people. I am going to destroy them and destroy this temple just as I've said. And in 537 BCE, the Babylon Empire destroys the temple of Jerusalem. And what happens is in the New Testament, when John the Revelator writes Revelation, in Revelation 18, he writes about Babylon falling and brings the language of Babylon into Revelation 18. I want you to see the mess I've made and how I have to clean it up before I do my face makeup. You always have to do this before you put on your face makeup. So here's the final look, friends. Angela Parker, Boozy Bible Scholar, using my Pat McGrath Mothership I, thinking about Jeremiah chapter 7, verses 1 through 15, and throwing in verse 16, where God says to Jeremiah, don't even pray for these people, and thinking about MAGA being in exile, even though they have everything. The southern kingdom of Judah has everything, but they are about to go into exile. So, as always, scripture through womanist eyes, and friends, always imploring you to be bold, be brave, be brilliant, even as we think about scripture today. See you next time.